Hello everybody, welcome to Deckman Productions and welcome to Conrail. And we have a package today, another one. And so I came back from the East Coast Roller Scale Train Show a couple weeks ago. Did video there. Great to see the G-Scale people. For those who don't know, I was in the G-Scale from the year 2000 until 2015 when I decided to get out of it and move into O-Gauge. But, so I still go and visit friends at the show. And somebody there was running Conrail intermodal cars in blue. And I already know what you guys are thinking. Oh, here we go, another rant about some manufacturer painting stuff in blue when it shouldn't be. No, not this time. Although, well, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Now, somebody had asked an interesting question while I was there. Not only did they mention, did Conrail have blue intermodal cars, but their question was, did Conrail even have intermodal cars at all? And when I went to look on, because I didn't even know the answer, so I went to look on the Conrail photo archives, all I found were photos of Conrail piggyback cars, or what the railroads call TOFC, trailer on flat car, and spine cars. The photo archive, God, I hate peanuts. The photo archive did not have any intermodal cars in at all. So I went online and did a simple Google search, and I was coming up empty-handed. I was like, I'm pretty sure that Conrail did, but I want to have some kind of photo proof. They might not have been blue, but I'm pretty sure Conrail actually had their own intermodal cars. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. So why am I bringing all this up at this point in time? Well, I decided that I wanted to add on to my Conrail Safety Award set, which is all intermodal cars. And even though Conrail never really had blue intermodal cars, I went ahead and seen this MTH car come up for sale. I'm like, yeah, I gotta have that and add on to my intermodal set. Now I don't know, and I'm wondering if you guys out there who know MTH, but I don't know how many of these they made, different ones, because I don't like to run the same road number. So did they make just 2 different road numbers of this one, or did they make these on a couple releases? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, because I'm not an MTH expert by any means. And we'll get this out here and take a look at it, and we'll talk about my safety train. I had already made a video on the Conrail Safety Award train, but I realized I didn't get into the realistic part of it. I just talked about the safety award part of it. So this time around, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the realistic part of it as well. So here we go. Wow. Very nice. Now I remember people in the past would complain about getting containers of the same color or the same design. But, oh, what do we got here? So, we have one trailer that got cracked during shipping. It's no big deal. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'll just go ahead and fix it and glue it in place. It's very repairable. But this piece right here seemed to have gotten broken. But it's very repairable. And on another note, It looks like it's a little slightly weathered as well, which is fine by me. So I bought this used, and it's still pretty cool to add to the collection. With used, I mean, people have different ways of describing stuff, but I don't remember if they mentioned it was weathered or not, but it's definitely been weathered a little bit. There's streaks here and there, but that's fine. I'm good with that. And again, the crack in the front of the trailer from the shipping, you know, I can always replace these trailers. I mean, it's not a big deal. At least I got the car. If I don't like this container, I can always grab another two and change them out. So I'm not going to make a big deal about that, because I think I paid a pretty good price for this anyway. So let's get this part out and take a look at this. And, ooh. Very nice. So these are 48 footers. Intermodal cars. So MTH calls these Husky stack cars, and they got die-cast trucks. They got real springs insert. I'm not sure if that's metal etched detail or if that's just plastic. It's hard to tell. I think it's plastic. But all in all, I mean, MTH builds their stuff to be rugged, which, you know, I'd rather have to be handled. And we're going to go ahead and slide this back in again. So we'll put this on the track and we'll talk about this train and go from there. So here is the Lionel Conrail Safety train set. Now originally it only came with the locomotive and the 3 cars behind it. Did not come with that caboose. If you go back and watch my video on the K-Line police caboose, you'll see I added that to the train and why. So one of the things I don't think I highlighted enough was the fact that the locomotive and the 3 cars were originally supposed to be made by K-Line, because they're all original K-Line pieces. The locomotive was a new K-Line tooling that came out in 2005, and the 3 cars behind it are also originally K-Line. So when Lionel bought K-Line, right around 2006, they decided to go ahead and make good on the K-Line orders, such as the Conrail Safety set. They went ahead and produced the Lionel SD70 Mac, that K-Line, with the K-Line tooling. But when Lionel did all that, it was all packaged in Lionel packaging, the orange packaging. So instead of coming in K-Line boxes, they pretty much came in Lionel boxes, and Lionel just produced the stuff. So although they were all in Lionel boxes, they're all original K-Line tooling products. So I just wanted to clear that up a little bit, because I don't think I really made that clear in the first time of this, making the Conrail Safety train video. One of the first things I noticed during a size comparison, the MTH intermodal car, which is a 48 footer, for 48 foot containers, is longer than the K-Line version. So you can see how we're pretty much even here. And if you take a look, you can see, hopefully you can see, it's kind of in the dark, but this is where the K-Line one ends, and the MTH is this much longer. So the MTH version is longer. I have had a couple guys tell me that the MTH version is to true scale dimensions. So let's talk about the locomotive first. Conrail really did have an SD70 Mac number 4139. However, it did not say Conrail Safety on it. It said Conrail Quality. But for the Safety Award, Conrail had the name changed from Conrail Quality to Conrail Safety, which is kind of cool. The biggest question that I couldn't answer during the East Coast Roadkill Train Show when somebody was running blue Conrail Intermodals, which were made by USA Trains. Did Conrail even have intermodal cars like the Husky Stack or the Gunderson, so forth or so on? So I went to the Conrail Historic Photo Archive, and they only had pictures of the spine cars and TOFCs or trailer and flat cars and piggybacks in the Conrail road name. Even though I clicked on the intermodal title for photos, nothing for intermodal really showed up there. So I went out on the internet, and even with a simple search, I was having a hard time finding anything. I'm sure Conrail had to have some type of intermodal car. They were heavy into that scene. Some people were even thinking Conrail only pulled TTX intermodal cars. I wasn't so sure about that. I had to do some heavy digging. Finally, I found photos, a couple photos of Conrail intermodal cars. You can see them here in this picture. I'm like, wow, so Conrail really did have their own intermodal cars, and you can see they're in brown. They have the CR logo on the side of it there. Not only that, but I found that both MTH and Atlas O made similar cars to that design of the one in the photo. So here's an Atlas O version, as you can see here. Then here's an MTH Premier version, which looks a lot like the one in the photo. Some people have asked if I was interested in intermodal cars, and that was before I even got this set. And at the time, I really wasn't. It didn't do anything for me. But after getting the set, now I'm looking for more. However, I see that's a hot thing right now. And the older versions that are hard to come by are going for ridiculous amount of pricing. And I'm not willing to pay those prices. So I'll just sit back and wait for some of these to come along at the price I'm willing to pay. Another thing I noticed about the difference between the old K-Line tooling and the MTH Premier is that the MTH Premier version is also taller than the older K-Line tooling. So I have a question out there for people. Would it bother you to run intermodal cars of two different dimensional sizes like this? And I'm going to go ahead and make this run, and I'll see what you guys think. And let me know in the comments if you're thinking that, no, it wouldn't bother me. Or, Sean, you should just find K-Line, older K-Line intermodal cars to go with the set rather than going after MTH Premier or Atlas O, because it's obvious that the old K-Line tooling is a little bit on a smaller size. It's not true 1/48 scale now that I'm seeing it. So obviously when I bought the MTH Premier car, I had no idea that there was going to be a size difference like that. So I went to make this run, and I heard a crash. And lo and behold, The MTH intermodal car does not clear the MTH portal at all. So I got one or two things I can do here. I can either raise it up or create my own portal, which I have done. So on this side of the wall, you can see that I created my own portal. I actually raised it up and widened it. This is all scratch built using the method from Harry Henning III over to the Train Shop Weekly. He told me how to create a concrete portal over, because I didn't want a stone or brick one like you see over here. So I updated all my portals to custom built ones, except for this one. This was the only one I didn't do. There's a custom portal there that I've done. And then there's another custom portal I did over here. And I know guys have told me in the past that I can just simply take this, raise it up, and then put like stuff underneath there to make it, you know, to fill in the gaps. And I don't know. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just go ahead and build my own custom portal, and I'll just base it on the one on the other side of the wall, since I know that'll work. Alright, so let's back it up where it came from. Sorry guys, I couldn't make the run. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought it would clear. Obviously not. It didn't cross my mind that the MTH Premier would not make it through that one tunnel. And that's the only stock tunnel I have on the whole entire layout. And so I know what you guys are going to ask next. So why did I replace all the tunnels except for that one, you know, with my custom raised and widened tunnels? And, well, the reason why I was raising the tunnels and widening them to begin with is for the bigger high cube box cars, the bigger 89-foot high cube or 89-foot auto racks. Also at the time I was consider buying a Lionel Vision line Conrail Bicentennial GG1, which would have never made it in a million years underneath the portals. And again, yeah, I know people are going to recommend, Dak, man, just raise the tunnel up and put spacers underneath of it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and build another set of custom concrete portals. And the concrete portals are a little bit more modern over the brick and stone versions. And, I mean, yeah, I realize I could have bought, you know, brick veneer or stone to go over the tunnels, but I wanted something different. And when I talked to Harry Henning III, and I seen what he did, I said, Harry, how did you make this concrete portal, tunnel portal? Because that's exactly what I want. And he taught me, he explained to me how he did it and how to create it. I'm like, that seems really simple. And he said, yeah, it's easy to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if you guys would like to see a video on me creating a concrete tunnel portal, of course I'll be doing one for, you know, dual trackage. And so I'm going to raise that hole up. And it's basically wide enough. I just got to raise it up and square it off a little bit more for the tunnel portals to fit. And you know, it's funny, because in the real world of railroading, they really did have to do exactly what I'm doing now. Because as the cars got bigger and taller, the railroads had to go back to these tunnels and raise them up. And you can still see a couple of tunnels where they originally were cut and then how they got cut bigger. So it's pretty amazing how even the real railroads are going through what I'm going through now. Now, of course, a lot of what I'm going through on Conrail is all due to poor planning, I guess you could say. And what I mean by that is I never actually sat down and, said to what do I want to run? What trains do I want to run? And at the time, like I said, in 2015, I had no interest in intermodal double stack cars at all to run. So I really didn't. All my tunnel portals were all NTH standard tunnel portals. And then Lionel came out with the 86-foot high cube boxcar set, and I had to have that. And between that and the decision of going with, possibly buying a Lionel Vision Conrail Bicentennial GG1, I knew I was going to have to raise everything up quite a bit. I mean, I still wouldn't be able to run the GG1 with the pantographs up, but it would make me feel more comfortable raising them up so I know they wouldn't get snagged. And when I originally built Conrail in 2015, it was, I didn't know what I was doing. So I just made a basic L-shaped layout out of it. It was only a four foot, it was 8 foot this way and 4 foot this way, just a basic L. And I hand bent guardrails curves to like an 048. So I bought guardrails flex track and had put in 48 inch diameter curves, bent them to that, and ran my Conrail Limited set. And I thought that was going to be it. I never thought that I would be into O gauge as far as I'm into it now. I was deciding whether I wanted to leave G scale at the time, and even if I would like O gauge at all. Getting back into O gauge again, because I was really originally into O gauge as a kid. But yeah, that took off really well, and then, so I quickly abandoned the 048 hand bent curves and went to 054. And I thought that would be it. 054 was it, because, you see manufacturers saying, yeah, that'll run on 054, this will run on 054, that will. Just because it says you can doesn't mean you should, is what I found out. Especially when it comes to the longer locomotives, the trucks are turning a lot more, so the wires inside on the motors are stretching more. The Lionel had rated the 86-foot high cube boxcars able to run on 054. I had absolutely no luck at all. I mean, maybe you can run a single boxcar, but as far as a train of 10 or 15 of them on 054, forget it. I even had a hard time running on 072. Eventually, I had to rebuild Conrail again, so it would handle 080 on the outside, which is where I'm at now. I would absolutely love to have 096 curves would be the ultimate I would love to have on here. But that would take a whole total redesign, tear down, and I'm getting too old to be doing what other YouTube channels, completely tearing down a layout and starting all over again. I don't see myself doing that. That's a lot of work. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching. Again, sorry I couldn't complete a run for you guys today. Maybe in the future. Again, don't forget to leave me in the comments. Does that MTH intermodal car being bigger, does that work for you, or am I being too OCD about it? The different dimensions being together, or should I just resell that and then look for other K-line cars to match that, the rest of this train? Love to hear your comments on that. I always look forward to you guys commenting on my videos. Well, until next time, next show, next event, we'll catch you guys trackside. See you later.